Hello everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to Manufactio. This is going to be episode 55. We're over here in the oil processing facility plant just doing a couple of quick checks on a couple of things. I have been fooling with this little guy trying to get him to where he doesn't really sit here and constantly use my fuel rods or my fuel up because, I had it wound wide the heck open, and just to show you guys again how powerful these guys can be. That's a 3x3x4 set to 95%. Making 50 millibuckets a tick just sitting here hanging out. That's, I don't know, depending on the numbers, good for about 5 and a little bit more diesel generators. So I was just over here looking at a few things. It's one of those parts about having a gigantic mess of a factory is that you have to kind of come over occasionally and make sure things aren't getting too backstuffed. We have plenty of coal for the coal liquefaction. I'm checking my bitumen to make sure that that tank is, or that bin is empty and that bin is empty, and all of our tanks are nice and full. Even the diesel fuel is starting to back up, which is good. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it is good. Everything over here appears to still be running decently well. Lubricant connection to the rail system is working fine still, and we're still pulling plastic and we're still pulling the sulfur out of here. We need to look at this process eventually just to change up from this idea. Whoops, I didn't want to do that, but whatever, they'll be okay. Because there is a better way of doing this, and it's not so much a bad problem. It's just that that's using oil products, and I don't need to be using oil products to make plastic anymore. So in between episodes, we did a bit of work on the system over there, and we'll go take a look at it because we are going to finish the. I don't want to get to where you can see it. So I did finally break down and come out and do a bunch of oil prospecting. So I found, what did I figure? Around 30,000 buckets of oil out here. So that should be good to last us for at least a little while. I think it was more like 25. There was one that had like 12 in it, and then the others are more like 6 and 5s and 7s. I think it was this one. Yeah, there was 12,000, and then there's like 7 and 4 and 3 or 7 or whatever. So we got a bunch of oil now for right now, and I'm basically just using quantum entangle porters for power and for fluid, plus, just the old standard MV wiring. And hi, guess what the mob farm gave me, dude? We gotta make bullets for this thing. Anyhow, we're gonna go over here to the base. There's still another oil pump jack right there. So let us go down here to the base. I am purposely avoiding the area where we were working at last episode because we need to do a little bit of research. Because this design is also based around the ability to be able to store a lot of power. So we need to work our way down through this chain. Hopefully we can get down to here. I have no idea what this is going to cost. I have no clue how ugly these recipes are going to be, but we need to get those unlocked. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, which is going to be 250 of the red, green, blue, and yellow. Plenty of room. Do that. Fuel. I need the factory to run because I'm kind of out of pollution and I'm kind of getting backed up on resources. So that should have unlocked the advanced energy cubes. This will also allow us to unlock. Oh, we may not be able to get there today. Okay, well, we'll keep doing it. Go ahead and detect submit on those. Thank you. And a little bit more yellow. Cool. All right, so that gets us the advanced energy cubes. We can now use the advanced induction matrix, and those guys are good for a considerable amount of storage. I want down here though, so we're gonna empty these things today on this. So I'm just gonna say it right now. 325 of all of these. That's probably way too much. Yep. There's my phantom noise that I can't figure out where it is again. That should get us the elite energy cube, which is cool because that means that we can actually possibly use that to store a few things. What is this one going to cost? Ooh. Detect. Wow, okay. We're going to dump these things then. Nice. A little bit more blue. I guess take the purple while we're at it. And I need a little more purple. Detect. Cool, a little bit of yellow. Detect. Nice. Alrighty then. At least we can get to the elites today. I don't even know what this is gonna be. I'm concerned at this point. Hey, okay. Claim back. Ultimate Energy Cube, 425 research just to unlock those. And we can't get to there, and I am only going to guess that these are going to be a lot. So, good. We can at least get to the elites then. And elites, let's back out of here. Elite Induction Matrix. So, Induction matrices, the elite induction cells hold 25 giga RF each, and the elite induction provider will run 1.63 million RF in and out. So that's actually okay. Are they a pain in the butt to craft? Yes. So we have to go set all of those up. Nice. Okay, well, we're sitting here, not like we want to be doing this. I'm going to go ahead and blow through all of these recipes and get them set up, and I will be back because this is probably going to be pretty boring. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty then, so I've got all those programmed in, and I even went ahead and just for funsies tried to make sure that we could actually get some of this stuff going so that we could see what happens here. The elite, we can just go down through the recipes on these very quickly. They're kind of expensive. So the basic industrial induction cells and the induction providers both require basic energy cubes every single time you make one of these, plus a bunch of lithium dust on this one. The advanced induction cell requires 4 of the prior cells plus an advanced energy cube and a bunch of energy tablets. So that means there's 4 basics right there. We're just kind of having a little bit of fun. The basic advanced induction provider requires 4 of the providers, which means 4 more of the cells or the cubes. So on up the chain, when we get to the induction cell elite style, back to being 4, 4, 4, and 4 things here, as well as the same thing. So this gets pretty expensive after a while. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but it's definitely pretty expensive. So let's go ahead now that I have 2 of these, because 2 is going to be more than enough for the input output of this thing for what we're going to be looking at for right now. I mean, it's going to be, what is that, 3 million RF a tick in and out. So we need to do at least, and this is the scary part, 18 of these to fill up the box, because I want to hold as much as I can. And I am short 12 osma titanium alumide steels, aluminite steels. Let's do, I bet. Yep, no, you dip. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to take you to 50, and then you'll just finish that. Cool. And then we're going to kick that off as a craft, just so that those are getting done and ready to go. So induction, I want as many of those as we can get. Next. Everything looks good. No crafting CPUs available. Well, nuts. Induction, provider, induction. This is the problem. So we have that right there. We'll just do 9 of them at once. That should be 27. We can do that one. I'm gonna have to upgrade another one of my my processors, but whatever. We'll let that roll a little bit, and we can go take it what I've been doing in between episodes. Once again, it's dark. Once again, we're gonna have a bunch of bugs to hang out with and have fun with, but apparently I already killed something earlier. This is going to be the reactor building. This is what I'm going to build the reactor in. The reactor is going to sit where that dirt block is sitting, or that dirt pile, and the induction matrix is going to hang up there from the ceiling. And yes, I've kind of put a little bit of a facade on it because it's kind of a boring looking block. It's just meh, whatever, kind of ugly. The lights are kind of another thing that I'm glad I kind of cheated that camo bench in, because if you take the regular Tech Guns lights and you put them in the camo bench, you can get white lights, which I think kind of look a little bit better in here. But this is just me again tossing down a bunch of blocks, making things kind of work. Just want it to look pretty and also be somewhat mob safe. These are not diggable, so it shouldn't really matter. They shouldn't be able to dig through the floor and tear things up. We do have to get some kind of spawn protection going on in here because they like to spawn in here and on top of the building, which is not a whole heck of a lot to the top, really. I've got a bunch of end rods up here right now, so the drones are the only things that are spawning up here. The tritium processing production plant is now somewhat more or less done, and yes, I did find out that I have to have some kind of a glass block, transparent block, above the tops of these guys so that they work. Otherwise, they won't do anything at all. And I love the glitchiness of the laser in the center, because sometimes the laser's there and sometimes the laser's not. But anyhow, we have our storage containers for tritium. They are all full. He's down in the ground, I think. There's a cave right underneath this area, so we have to deal with that problem. Both of the thermal evap plants are up to complete temp, so we're as maxed out as we can. And I did that by just turning up the power on the resistive heaters just a little bit. They're normally about 40. I have them at 150 RF a tick at this point, and you basically just type in what you want into this little area and you hit the checkbox and it will input more power. So these will be things that we will be adjusting once the system is up and running, because if I don't need 5 of these, I'm going to get rid of 5 of, or several of them, or we'll detune them down to where they need to be. So it's all about trying to save as much RF right now because of the fact that we don't have energy modules. So, yeah, upgrades for these things, for those things right there. So everything's going to be running as wide open as it can. The pumps back here, every one of these pumps have been upgraded with 6 speed upgrades, and I believe that's going to be about 7,000 RF a tick. If I need to, I'm going to put more pumps in, just because of the fact that, you know, once you start upgrading these things, they get really, really, really power hungry for not a whole lot of benefits. So yeah, we're going to be playing around with that. I've got plenty of water in, we've got plenty of energy around, everything goes around the way that it works. And it's all right. I mean, again, it's another one of those. I wanted a building that had a couple of big chimneys sticking out the top. That's why I made these the size that I did. You don't have to build them this way. They are a multi-block structure that can be built in many different function, shapes, styles. However, the solars are more than capable of keeping up with this system. However, I don't want to have to rely on the lack of no light. So into the next step of the system, now that we've rattled on about that. The next part of the process is we need to make deuterium, which deuterium is made in a electrolytic separator from heavy water. And heavy water, where you get heavy water is you use a filter option, meaning filter upgrade here, and it literally is only meant for the pumps. What it does is you put pumps in, put these in the pumps, and they will filter out the deuterium in the, or I should say, the heavy water from the regular water, and then we then run that through an electrolytic separator to get the deuterium. So this part of the process is fairly simple. It's just, this is going to be where the power hungry part comes in, because these guys, we have to run them pretty hard. So we'll see how much fun this is going to be, because you're going to face that direction and I don't want you to face that direction. I want to run the pumps along this wall, and then we're going to do the electrolytic separation and the storage back here, and then run everything else into that building. So I guess I could run them all just along the wall. I was going to kind of bunch them up into a kind of a crowd. Let's just get rid of this wall for right now. Thank you. Magnet on. Thank you even more. Awesome. Okay, so I want to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to dig out our resonant flux ducts that I made this time because these guys, it's going to get expensive quickly on power. So I believe I want to, where are my thermal hardened fluid ducts? Thank you very much. All of these should be brand new pumps, so there shouldn't be any water in any of this. Very cool. Let's get our filters in before we even get water near them so that they're picking up the correct thing. Update, upgrade. Because if you have water in the system, you won't make what you need to make, which is not a good thing. We want heavy water. Get all those up. Yes, birds, I know. And that should be good enough for now. So then we can just make the water where we need to make the water. And I guess I should have thought about that prior. Should have built the hole first. Well, we can do this. That all of them? Almost? No? Can't quite get to it. And then you guys should be the back ones, so we'll go ahead again and make sure that the bottom of this is not going to be diggable because I don't need mobs digging up through the bottom of my water plant. Alright. Buckets of water. Bucket. I have 1 bucket of water. This is going to be a pain, isn't it? Can I steal some of this water right here? Yes, I can. And I believe all I should need to do is something like this. Something like that. That'll give me that one. Oh, the bounding bucks on these is terrible. There. No, right there. Thank you. We should have a pool all the way across. Very good. We can fill this back in. And now we can light these guys up and let them start working very slowly. I do want to keep them away from this thing, though. Let's move him over here. I will pick this up in the air because we're going to have to carry this, and I may need more pumps. I don't know. I have tested this quite a bit, but you never know. Things may end up changing. So let's do a little bit of this. You are going to be output on energy in every direction. Auto eject. Liquids, do not do anything at all, please, just in case I screw up. Thank you. And we're going to go back over to here, and we're going to do power out set. And this is a really slow process. Really. But where is my electrolytic separator that I should have? He is probably over. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We're going to be able to do this hopefully with one of these guys. And I obviously have made this building way too big, but we're going to go ahead and get this set up and get these guys producing things at this point. So this guy is going to take an input or take the heavy water, like I said, we have over here, and he's going to turn it into deuterium. Just straight, or not deuterium. Yeah, deuterium. Straight up into deuterium. So, we just need some power. I guess we can do the power. Let's run some power over to Yah. Like that, I guess. Just trying to kind of make this look fairly nice. All right, your job, sir, is going to be to do that. Now, it's going to output on that. Well, it should output on either one of the faces, so we'll just figure out what it wants to do. I think we don't care about which side we go in on, so we'll take a little bit of these guys. should go like that. You should go like that. You should go like that. And back again. Everybody has to bother the frogman this morning. Anyhow, we have our system somewhat semi-hooked up at this point. We have the deuterium, floating deuterium heavy water flowing into our electrolytic separator, and there is the deuterium that we want. We do not want the oxygen, so we're going to dump it completely so that it is not allowed to get out. And what's nice about what happened here is because I put this in on this side, I'm guessing because we put it in on this side, the deuterium is going to come out on this side. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to kind of have a battery bank of tanks, again, in case something breaks. So we have 6 tanks here. Did I make this even? Probably not. And I think actually I want that to end up about right there. So 1, no. We want these to face us when we place them down. There, 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 and there. Perfect. So we're going to take the output wherever my gas tubes are. Where did I put my gas tubes? There they are. Okay, cool. Now don't put it in a box. Give me a back. Thank you. The output of these is going to go into, and I might even just stand them on the bottom of it. That might look better. So if we do this, and we do this, where'd you guys go? Where'd you go? One more tank, one more tank, one more tank. Sweet. And that should just give us enough of a backlog. I'm not really horrendously concerned about storing a lot of this process because we're just basically going to make just enough to be over on the deuterium. All right. Deuterium needs to come into this building over here at a level of what did we do just to kind of keep it somewhat similar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, cat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I want those. Thank you. Basic pressurized tubes. Thank you. And this is going to be where this is going to come into the building. And I will do another fancy little build around this thing. Where are we? Hello. Yeah, I think that'll work. We'll just come straight out of the top of these guys. And I should be able to set the output on the top. And where is my cool little tool that I made in between? Where did you go? Where's my configurator? Hello? I know I made one. I had to have. There he is. Okay, cool. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure that these are set, generally speaking, the way they need to be. So output on there. I'm not going to force into, but I do want to make sure that these are all output so that they're not causing problems. Very cool. And that is ready to go into the building. We have a little bit of stuff going on here. The issue is going to be now that we need to be able to produce a lot of this stuff. This is a very slow process. It takes a lot of speed upgrades in these to make them work. I'm pretty sure I don't have enough at this point, because if I recall correctly on my math, I need at least 4 or 5 of these per. So we're going to go ahead and give all of them at least 2 for now. But I can very carefully work on a couple of other things. And I for sure want to throw, I don't know, at least 4 in you. And I'm going to be short. I got to make a bunch more of those. This is the process. This is the tuning thing, because basically what we're going to be doing is trying to save as much energy as possible to make as much energy as possible. Did I put 4 in that one? No, I didn't. Okay. Anyhow, those will kick up. Those will go to work. Again, this side over here is making about 20 millibuckets a tick of the, what is it, tritium. We need around 16 millibuckets of a tick to keep this thing happy off of this system, which we should be able to do fairly easily. So we're going up on the system. So very, very, very cool. Very cool, very awesome. Next step I want to do, and I will do some tuning on that in between episodes, is I want to tear this dirt pile down, because this tells me exactly how many reactor blocks we have to make. Tick, 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 tick. Cool. So I need a stack and one. That's lovely. Probably need to make a few more than that because I think the controller requires a couple of the blocks, right? These require one. Those require 4, and we need at least 2 of those. Although we get 2 for the recipe, and this requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 64, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll just make 100 of these. Well, I don't need to make 100 of them. We'll do this. We'll make 70 of them. And that is going to take a little while. And I believe at this point, we're probably about to the end of the episode. So I am going to say, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to go ahead and get a reactor up and running in the next episode so we can start making massively silly amounts of power. And hopefully, if my normal system continues to run, I'm not going to look at that number. We should have enough research to do it's 2 numbers in a row today. But whatever. But we should have enough science that we can research the next nice big induction matrix parts, and we should be able to store all kinds of power, like trillions. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.